Hey everybody, today we're taking a quick look at these dollar store markers. So they call them, the brand, quote unquote, is Crafter Square, and they call them metallic markers. And from what I can tell, these are the 6 colors they're available in. And you notice there's a white one, and that's very interesting. Now, there are 2 things I want to talk about specifically on these things, is that they're not actual like markers, these are paint pens. These are actual real paint pens. Let's start with the white ones, because the white one is so interesting. So here's the tip you get. You can actually flow paint. I got this nice little one here. You can see, I don't know if you can tell on camera, but it's flowing paint onto the model. It's not ink. And having a white marker like this, white paint pen like this, is amazing. And the other thing to note about these things is that the tip's not very fine. It's not a very fine tip, so it's not very good at doing precision work on models like this. But my gosh, they're just so easy to use. Let's look at this rose-colored one here. I just got some gray primer on these guys. I think it's supposed to be red, but it's kind of like a rose metallic, and it's beautiful. The best color by far, though, is this blue. This blue is absolutely fantastic. You probably won't be able to see this on camera, but there's actually pools of paint coming up that I was able to push into the gaps there, like between the strap and the body. Something you can't really do with a marker, but since these are actual paint pens, getting the paint into the gaps is pretty easy. And it flows really well. It does take a while to dry, so I don't think they're alcohol based. They do take a bit to dry, but yeah, the blue is so pretty. I love it. And as far as the gold, and this color here, I don't know what it's supposed to be, but it makes the most perfect bronze color. Look at that, bronze, brass, whatever. I mean, that is so perfect for cables and accessories and stuff like that. That is an amazing color. And of course we have good old silver and gold, which again are excellent accent colors. Yeah, these are very nice looking. Again, I can see the paint flowing on it. So yeah, that's a wonderful color. All these colors are great. I love the colors, especially the blue and the bronze. And then we have silver, which I'm sure a lot of people would want to use. And it's definitely a silver. Probably good for a good highlight color. So yeah, those are the colors that I could find. There might be more, but my dollar stores, these are the only 6 I could find. So what I did was I ended up painting one boy just with the markers, and then washing it with Agrax Earthshade just to see what would happen. And this is what we got here. Well, other than the skin, of course, because there's no green. If there was a green marker, that'd be great. But this is what we came up with here. So we did the straps in the blue, the shirt in the rose, pants in white, boots in gold, and then all the metal parts were done with the silver. And then I washed it with the Agrax Earthshade, and they unfortunately did bleed a little bit. Especially up here, there's some of the blue bled into the rose. And I don't know if it's just because it wasn't dry enough, or because they are actually water-based and the Agrax Earthshade lifted them up, but it didn't turn out. Oh yeah, and this right is bronze. The little pouch here is bronze. So yeah, that's what I did with this guy, just to see how these markers worked. And there's two. I mean, the paint quality I think is excellent. The color quality and coverage is pretty darn good. It take 2 coats to get the white on this shoulder pad, but you can see I did the rest of it. I did the eagle and the bronze, gun and the rose gold. Got the knee pad. Let's see if it wipes off still. Yeah, see, it's still wiping off. So these would definitely need to be sealed. Because even after, I mean, I painted that weeks ago, and it's still coming off very easily. So yeah, you can't really, it's not something you can really use without something going over it to protect it. Overall, the quality of the paint coming out is really nice. The colors are fantastic. The downsides is the tip's not very fine, so it's going to be hard to do any real detail work with them, and that the color isn't fast. It doesn't. That means it doesn't stick very well, and can easily wipe off or be damaged by the wash you put on it. So their usefulness in the hobby is questionable, I would say. But doing larger projects, like say maybe graffiti on terrain, this would probably work pretty well. Because there's a whole, I don't say the whole genre, but there's definitely a amount of scale modelers that do graffiti on model train cars. And you can look that up on YouTube, and these pens would work well for doing like graffiti on terrain pieces. I think because they normally use pretty higher quality stuff, but for our work, you know, dollar store pens are gonna be good enough. And again, these are paint pens, not felt markers with ink. These are paint pens, even though they say marker, they're absolutely paint inside there. And because of that, I think the value is great. The usefulness is marginal because of the downsides. But yeah, something if you like. Definitely something to look up. Again, I bought these at the Dollar Tree in the United States for $1 per pen. And fortunately, where I am, there's no sales tax, so they were just $1 per pen. And yeah, if it's something that's interesting, give them a try. I think they're worth trying out if you've got a use case that would work for them. Any questions, let me know. Thanks for watching.